beautiful and let us all grow together. But how? We all have stories to say. We all feel demotivated. We all feel stressed. We all have a lot of things to handle. So that's why we need amazing leaders. How about learning the art of business storytelling? How about solving problems? Feeling good with stories. Welcome, Rekha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunny.
So please tell us, how did you come up with this interesting topic, leadership and business storytelling?
As I myself is a leadership coach, and I do coach leaders in their domain. And last few years, I've been training people on business storytelling as well, because leadership is all about your story, your personal stories of business. Business is all about the real story. It's not something which is made up, which you could do some buttering on. It's real story, right? So I train people on business storytelling, whether you're going for an interview, whether you're going for a meeting, whether I am interacting with you online, whether it's a live event. Each and every sphere of our life includes stories, and business storytelling is all about real stories of business, of work.
So which story inspires you the most when it comes to, workplace or business success?
For me personally, if I look back at my own story, my experience is of trainings, and I decade long experience into training. Then I shifted into coaching leaders. So there were some of the trainings where I used to train leaders as well, and it got me hooked. Like, there were leaders who were 45 years, who were 55 years, who were 65 years as well. I was training them on business storytelling, and I was listening to their life stories of career, and which was real. Some stories were around, they started from scratch, and they built their empire based on one skill of
Wow,
leadership. You could call them as courageous. I would say, for a leader, being courageous is very important. Being open, courageous with your own story, can give you success in your career as a leader.
amazing. What are your top qualities you feel, okay, which qualifies us to be a leader?
First of all, I feel one should be empathetic enough around the team, even if you are not disclosing what you have felt around your team about any particular member. But you should have this thing in you that you can take the vibes of the people. That's very important. If you cannot align yourself with the vibes of the people, you may not be able to successfully do the role of a leader.
So true. So it's all about feeling the vibes and being an
Yes.
empathetic leader. So yes, empathy with customers, empathy with employees, empathy with self. Feel what you want to feel and witness what you're feeling. Great. Now I have seen you're very spiritual. So which spiritual stories, inspire you the most?
The most I also attend Bhagavad Gita sessions, wherein this picture of Arjuna and Krishna comes into your mind every time. So as a leader, we do connect with our clients, we do connect with our teams as Krishna. If you know the concept of spirituality, you can act as a guru or a Krishna to your audience. I'm not saying I am Krishna, but yes, taking the vibes of Krishna, the right karma of Krishna, and the right feedback to your team in the spiritual sense. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about results, it's just not about money, it's about your purpose as a leader. And spirituality in every religion talks about your purpose. Who am I? Why I'm doing this thing? Why am I doing, and how this I can make it better? Your purpose.
Beautiful. So I'm sure you have heard a lot of stories from bosses when you were down. Which story lifts you up effortlessly?
Okay, I remember 2019. Uh, I got an opportunity to work under a leader who was in the training business, and he was an international trainer. And he used to tell us a lot of stories about his work. You know how he used to handle trainings in UN, in different countries with different languages, nationalities, and how one element of business storytelling, you know, comes up together. Whether you're from any nationality, whether you're from any language, if even if you have language barriers with you, then too you can connect with your audience with your business storytelling. I learned this skill,
So true.
during that job, and this story, a lot of stories from my boss I've heard.
Amazing. Thanks. So now, what are the key components? How can we do storytelling in business? So how is storytelling in business different from normal stories with a hook and the problem, pain, desires, and solution, and the hero of the story?
Yes, I like the word, the hero of the story. Uh, when we call a story can be a real story, it can also be a fake story, made up story. We have been reading a lot of stories throughout our childhood. Some of these stories are made up stories just to give us some moral values.
Yes.
Maybe these
Sure.
stories were not real.
Correct. The race between tortoise and
Yes,
the hare,
tortoise
the
said
deaf
this,
deaf
or
frog.
yeah, deaf frog. And do you think these animals do speak? No, they don't speak. But we have these stories. These are
Yeah.
made up stories to maybe motivate us, to
Yes.
get us to think about our moral values, and to get the motivation to move further in our life. Now, if we talk about business storytelling can never be a fake story. It cannot be a made up story. Second, third thing, it's all about your career stories while you are in your job, what kind of stories you have created, and you have listened to stories of your team. How you are handling your team is also a business storytelling.
Yeah. So much. I got so many ideas. Problem solving stories,
Mhm.
challenges stories, struggle stories, and of course, you know, there are so many hidden blessings even in the struggles.
Yes.
So great. Now, if you were to look back in your life and tell us one most inspiring challenge story which you overcame, so which one would that be?
Okay, so there are many, but I have to pick one
Yeah.
because okay, I'll take a very simple story of starting off my career. I come from a community of Gujars where girls are thought of like you can educate yourself, but maybe they may not allow you to work. You cannot think of a career as a girl in my community. But since my childhood, I had this intention of working. I cannot sit at home. I have to work. This was very inbuilt in my mind. So I fought through it, and initially it was not very strong and emphasis with regards to telling to my father, no, if I'm doing MBA, I really want to work. It was very difficult for me to explain this simple aspect as well. So I used to pray to God. I used to do all sort ki apne aap ho jayega. It will happen
On
on
its
its own.
own,
But it
manifestations, attraction.
yes, it doesn't happen like that. Sometimes you have to take steps. So the first step I was taking was, during the internship of time, I gave a lot of good results, and I showed it purposely to my family as well. This is what my boss said during the internship. This is what I have given the result. This numbers I
So you're motivating and inspiring your family, and
had,
you were
and they
marketing
were
yourself.
listening to my story. Yes, what I am doing, and they maybe at the back of uh, their mind, they were getting stories from my side business storytelling, and they were thinking, okay, this girl can make a career. So this was the first observation I made around, like, if I want something, I have to work through it. Then only I can achieve it. And I think this is the first story. This is the first time I'm sharing this at any platform. But this
I
is
was
something.
so inspired the way you started your story. Hey, I come from a place where girls are allowed to study or go to MBA, not to, they're not allowed to work. And here you are, such a big inspiration. So I liked your hook. Very good, very inspiring. Now
Thank you.
coming to not so serious story,
Hmm.
come to a very happy story, success story, or joy story of your career life.
Okay. Joyous stories are okay. I'll discuss something around my son. You have seen during lockdown, we have been doing everything online. I could see my son sitting across to me. He's doing his work and he's also listening to what I am speaking during trainings or coaching sessions. So one fine day, what happened? It's really funny. One fine day, I was talking to someone over call. We are doing these thing. These are the topics for the training, and I missed one thing during the conversation. One topic. The moment the call was cut, my son comes to me and says, "Mama, you left this topic. आप ये भी cover करती हो ना training में? You do cover this. You didn't cover this. You didn't told about this topic to the guy on the call or the girl on the call." I was like, "Oh my God, these kids are so observant of our work." This is something funny about work. Again, a storytelling.
Yes. Please go ahead.
So then I realized, each and everything which we speak creates stories. And it is so consistent, so persistent, and accurate that people around you also observe what you're doing, how you're doing, what you're covering, what you're not covering, what you have missed this time. They also come and give feedback to you. No, I generally don't like myself to be locked and keep myself away from the family. I like my son to listen to what I am doing as a trainer or coach, and he learns a lot of things. He's communicative enough in the school, and his I get feedback around from his teachers, like he's a good reader, he speaks very fast, and he absorb information very fast from other students. So maybe because of this habit of sitting, making him sit in the room and he's listening to me, he also got into communication mode.
Amazing. That's how nurturing happens. By walk
Yes.
the talk, not in the
Yes.
classroom, not with the book and paper. It
Yes.
just happens. And this is what business storytelling all about. And we are all telling stories. Thank you so much, Rekha, for being so inspiring with your real life examples, with your personal stories, in career, at work, and then winning over challenges effortlessly with a big smile and nurturing your son with ease and grace. Thank you so much once again, and thank you, LinkedIn family, Facebook family, and our YouTube subscribers. Thank you so much.
I want to add something here. I'm sorry I'm
Oh,
interrupting you.
nahi,
I would
nahi.
also like to add one thing, because you are known with the Smiling Sunny. So I had a lot of things in my mind. You may be asking some painful stories or what happens in the business storytelling or career space or business space. It's very difficult. It's so hard. Blah 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 things I was expecting, but you made it so easy, breezy, full of laughter and smiles. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And I take this compliment with ease and grace. And I love to see everyone smile, and let's keep smiling, shining, and inspiring. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.